Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever bought a breakout feeling like you literally just perfectly timed the market, only to immediately get completely trapped by a massive, brutal reversal? I mean, if you trade high volatility markets, you know exactly how intensely painful this is. It's what we call a head fake, and honestly, it can absolutely decimate your trading account in minutes.
Let's dive into exactly why that happens. Because you need to understand that these wild penny stock moves, they are absolutely not random. Not at all. Low-float microcaps are highly susceptible to market maker manipulation. The market is basically filled with these violent head fakes and high-volume traps that are intentionally designed to flush out everyday retail traders like us. In this kind of chaotic environment, your standard textbook technical indicators are just going to completely fail you.
But hey, there actually is a way to decode these seemingly chaotic charts. In this explainer, we're going to walk through a highly specific framework to spot the forensic footprints of smart money. It's called the three-step RSI-Squeeze Hybrid strategy, and it is a total game-changer for high-volatility penny stocks.
Here is exactly what we're covering today. We'll start with the penny stock trap, then move into the 3 steps: volatility compression, RSI momentum, and volume validation. After that, we'll break down a real-world AIRJ case study and wrap up with hard-coded risk management.
All right, let's jump straight into part 1, the penny stock trap.
So when you're dissecting the exact problem retail traders face with these high volatility assets, the contrast is just incredibly stark. Think about normal markets for a second. Large cap stocks, standard indices. In those arenas, your standard indicator settings often work just fine. But penny stocks, that is a completely different battlefield. Naive traders jump in on what looks like a totally standard breakout, only to be utterly destroyed by intentional absorption traps. The standard rules simply don't apply when market makers are out there actively hunting for liquidity.
Which brings us to part 2. Step 1 of our strategy, volatility compression.
To find our solution, we have to start by identifying structural compression. You can think of it like a coiled spring that's just waiting to release. We actually look for this by finding the scene of the crime before the action even happens, using a concept called the TTM squeeze. Basically, we are waiting for Bollinger Bands to compress completely inside of Keltner channels. Now, Bollinger Bands measure standard deviation, while Keltner channels measure the average true range. When those Bollinger Bands nest entirely inside the 1.5 ATR Keltner channels, it's telling us that volatility has dropped to an extreme, unnatural low. The market is essentially taking a very deep breath. So you'll notice how the price action forms this tight little sausage, barely moving at all. But when the bands finally widen and push outside those Keltner channels, the squeeze fires. Boom! You'll very often see momentum indicators shift from red to green dots right at this exact moment. This is your macro alert that an explosive trend expansion is starting. But, and this is crucial, remember that a squeeze only tells us when a big move will happen. It completely lacks the ability to tell us which direction it's going.
And that perfectly tees up part 3, step 2 of our strategy, RSI momentum.
To figure out the direction of that massive squeeze, we need a speedometer. And the crucial focal point here is the 50% centerline rule. Because, like we said, Bollinger Bands lack direction judging capabilities, so we have to rely on the Relative Strength Index, or RSI. For a bullish breakout, the RSI must be firmly above 50. That right there proves buyers are actually in control. Plus, during a strong uptrend, this 50 level acts as dynamic support. If a stock pulls back and the RSI bounces off that 50 line, it's not a reversal, guys. It's just a midfield rest for the bulls before they charge right back up.
Now, I'm going to challenge a massive retail trading myth right here. You've probably heard a million times that an RSI above 70 means a stock is overbought and you should sell immediately, right? Well, in a high volatility squeeze breakout, that is entirely false. Early in a breakout, an RSI climbing above 70 actually proves the asset has entered a high-velocity markup phase. It means institutional momentum is fierce.
Let's keep it moving to part 4, step 3 of our strategy, volume validation.
Okay, so we've got the squeeze and we've got the momentum. Now we need our definitive tactical gatekeeper. We absolutely must use volume to prove that Wall Street's smart money is backing this move. We lean heavily on Richard Wyckoff's law of effort versus result here. Simply put, volume is the effort and the candle spread is the result. In a healthy breakout, you want to see a massive volume spike. We're talking at least 50% above average, perfectly matched by a tall, wide price candle. Effort equals result. But beware of the absorption trap. If you see a massive volume spike on a really narrow candle or a candle with a huge upper wick, that means institutional supply is sitting there absorbing all the retail buying. High effort, no result. That right there is your trap.
So how do we avoid these traps? We rely on the no supply test. You should literally never buy the initial breakout candle. Just don't do it. Instead, you wait for a minor pullback. A no supply test is a narrow spread bearish candle where the volume completely steps down and evaporates compared to the previous two candles. The market is literally asking, hey, are there any sellers left? And when that volume dries up, the answer is a resounding no. That is your absolute confirmation to enter safely.
All right, part 5. Let's put this into practice with the AIRJ case study.
Let's pull all this together and examine the actual K-line chart for AIRJ Technologies, or AIRJ, so you can see how these three pillars co-resonate in real time. Here is our step 1 confirmed. The AIRJ close is sitting right at 6.320. Now notice how incredibly wide open those Bollinger Bands are. The upper band is sitting at 6.855, and the lower band is all the way down at 3.042. The middle band sits comfortably at 4.949. This aggressive, violent widening means the structural squeeze has fired with massive volatility.
Now for our step 2 confirmation, just look down at the momentum oscillators. The RSI is sitting at a blistering 75.597, and check out the KDJ line. It is totally pegged at 91.829. Remember our rule about the 70 line? This completely confirms the stock has entered its most aggressive, high-momentum buying zone. The institutional force is absolutely present and pushing hard.
And finally, step 3, execution. Notice the price action relative to the moving averages here. A disciplined, systematic trader never chases the peak near that 6.855 upper band. Instead, we wait. We are looking for that no supply pullback down to dynamic support, specifically the 5 EMA sitting at 6.178. or the 10 EMA at 5758. When price hits those exact levels on evaporating volume, that is your calculated surgical strike point.
Which leads us into our final section. Part 6, Hard-Coded Risk Management.
Look, even the best entry in the world means literally nothing without stripping away human emotion. These are the hard-coded risk controls you simply cannot break if you want to ensure capital preservation. First, your stop loss goes immediately below the low of that no supply candle, minus an average true range buffer so you don't get shaken out by random market noise. Second, your maximum single trade capital risk is strictly capped at 1 to 2% of your total account. And third, you never ever commit more than 25% of your total portfolio allocation to a single trade. If you break these, you degrade the entire system.
And why are we so strict about this? It all comes down to the mathematical advantage of the 1 to 2 risk-to-reward ratio. If you are risking $1 single to make 2, this framework remains mathematically profitable over thousands of trades, even if your win rate is only 50%. We aren't guessing out here. We are executing a statistical edge.
Which really leads me to leave you with this final thought. Take a hard look at your own charts and your own strategy today. If your trading system lacks a strict mathematical invalidation point, something concrete like the no supply test on a pullback, are you actually trading the markets, or are you just gambling? I really hope this explainer framework helps you see the footprints of the market with total clarity from now on. Take these concepts, apply them to your charts, and let's start trading with real precision.